and the internet to attract prospective candidates.
Your information station, WTIM.
It's the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Glad to have you along. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark, and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. You'll find the streams on the TaylorvilleDailyNews.com Facebook or on YouTube anytime at WTIM TV. Pana Community Hospital has all sorts of programs, and it's really about a community of programs helping the community live a healthier life. One of those programs is the LiveWell Fitness Center. Here on the phone right now, I have Fitness and Wellness Manager for Pana Community Hospital, Tim Kastner. Great to have you here, Tim.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah, good. Yeah. I hate to correct you though. We're not a LiveWell, we're LiveWell.
Did I say LiveWell?
You did.
Wow, even off air. I even tried off air to distinguish it. LiveWell Fitness Center.
There you go.
All right. Well, what is LiveWell Fitness Center?
We are actually the fitness and wellness department at Pana Community Hospital. We share the same facility with cardiopulmonary and physical therapy, which provides us with a lot. We have two big rooms. One room is just nothing but cardio equipment. The other room is a lot of weight equipment with a little bit of cardio. We have a small gym. We offer personal training. We can assist with nutritional plans. And we also have this great machine that's called a Fit 3D, which I'll talk more about later if we have time.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to let you talk a little bit more about that. But first, what makes you different from other facilities?
Well, first, I'd like to just talk about what is available in Pana. I mean, there's also not only us, but there's two other fitness facilities in Pana. We have the Zone and My Health Club. So Pana has a great opportunity. There's no reason for people not to get fit in Pana. But what makes us, I think, a little bit different from them is that we are a medical facility. So our staff is going to be present at all times, and we are required to be CPR certified. So basically, if anything could happen to you, there's going to be someone that's going to be present here to assist you. Carol Schramm, she tells me a story about when she first started out here, when we first started here, where she actually slipped off of the treadmill. And when she fell down, the treadmill kept on rolling, and the belt was like peeling the skin off the back of her leg. And she was just so thankful that, there was staff here and they was able to help her, because she said she didn't know, what could have possibly happened to her. So having, a staff there was a big thing. Yeah. And another thing is our staff is always present. They're always going around. They're cleaning the equipment all the time. As people get off of equipment, they're coming around, wiping them down, just keeping everything as sanitary as they possibly can. They're all understanding how the equipment is supposed to be used properly. So they're just a great asset to have. Another great thing is that in this past year, half of our equipment has all been replaced with new equipment. All of the flooring in the building has all been replaced with all new, and we also got a new sound system. So the hospital is really, they've stepped up and they're putting money into it, and it's just making us have a great, beautiful facility.
How do you feel being a medical facility on top of a LiveWell Fitness Center helps people reach their goals as opposed to just joining a gym?
Well, I think what we've done here is we kind of create a different atmosphere. We're very relaxed, non-competitive, we're non-judgmental, trying to create a stress-free environment. So when people come in here, we want to, we don't want them to be intimidated. For a lot of people, exercise facilities can be intimidating, and we're trying to change that. We want them to come in here, enjoy themselves, have some fun. We even go so far is that we try to avoid any conversations that involve politics or religion, because we don't want people, being in a bad mood. So, I had a good example of that the other day with a gentleman here. I won't mention his name or anything, but he made a comment. He goes, "I hate to start in on my city politics." And we said, "Okay, you have 2 minutes." So we gave him 2 minutes to talk about it, and then we moved on. So that's the kind of atmosphere we want to, present here. we don't believe you have to come in here and, go all out and sweat and kill yourself just to be fit. People get on that exercise roller coaster where, like especially this time of year, the New Year's resolutions, I've got to lose this weight. So they come in here and they work and work and work and work their tails off, and they do it for 2 or 3 months, and it's almost like a job to them. And the next thing you know, they stop coming, and they miss it for the next 2 or 3 months. And all of a sudden, I got to go back in. I got to work my tail off. So they come back in and they do it all again. What we're trying to promote is just the opposite. We want you coming in here on a regular basis. We make this a habit. It needs to be a weekly, a monthly, and a yearly, just coming in on a regular basis. And, you don't have to come in, you don't have to kill yourself, but at least come in and start that process, and as long as they're coming in and starting to do something, then they start feeling better. And as they start feeling better, then all those other things will start falling into place. The losing the weight, the inches, all that stuff will fall into place if they're enjoying themselves. And, that's our biggest thing is we want to make sure they come in here, enjoy themselves. They're not intimidated. They're not, a lot of people come in, they're even scared. I'll give another example of an elderly gentleman. He was a farmer and lost his wife, and he'd been sitting around the house, and his daughter contacted us and said that, he is just socially inactive and he's not doing anything. And he came in and he was so timid. Didn't understand equipment. We went around, we showed him the equipment, showed him a few things we thought would be good for him to be doing. And you could almost just see his hand shaking even. He was so intimidated by it. And about 3 weeks after that, he'd been coming and we've been working with him and showing him things. Now he is one of our guys that you could set your clock by him. 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that man is going to be here every day. He's got a smile on his face. He's talking to everybody. Those are the kind of success stories that we love seeing.
That's fantastic. It sounds like you really put a emphasis on fun when it comes to exercise. Yes.
Now, if somebody wants to come in, they want to work really hard and they want to sweat and they want to, if they want all these, we provide that too. We're not saying we're not doing that. That's totally up to the individuals, but we want people to come in here and not be scared.
Well, how do you go about making sure people are comfortable when they come into the LiveWell Fitness Center?
Well, one of the things that we have is we have things that we call My Start consultations. So when a person comes in and they sign up, they have some different questionnaires and stuff that they will fill out. And it talks about where they're at in their, what level of physical activities are they at. It also talks about about if they have any past injuries, any current problems, anything that would be something we need to know about, health-wise. And then what we do is we sit down with them and we talk about it. We'll talk about, what are they wanting to get out of coming here? What kind of goals are they looking for? And it's like, how can we sit down and talk about these things and how do we get you there? And then once we do that, then we go around and we start going through each piece of equipment and we show them how they work. And then we make suggestions to them on a workout plan as far as like how many repetitions, what kind of weight, how many sets, based on what it is they're wanting to do to reach their goals. And we'll go through all the equipment with that. We have charts that has all the equipment listed on them. And we'll put in there what the settings are for the different seat settings and different things like that, how much weight, and we write in how many reps, and how many sets. So they have something to go by. And once we show them all of that, you can see the change in them, because a lot of people just don't know. They've never been around this equipment before. They've never exercised. Some of them have never exercised before. So, and they get embarrassed and are afraid to ask, So by us doing these My Start consultations, it's a one-on-one. It gives them a chance to, ask us questions and understand exactly what's going on here. We do these consultations. It's with myself or also Pam Baldwin, who is our other personal trainer. So, we have some, certified staff that's actually doing these interviews with them.
I want to talk more about how the LiveWell Fitness Center makes a creative environment, a fantastic environment to help you achieve your goals from Pana Community Hospital. That's Tim Kastner, manager of LiveWell Fitness, here on the WTIM Morning Show. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first.
WTIM.
Angels Among Us. I'm Rose Ruhal at Visiting Angels. Our mission is to put seniors first, prioritizing the safety, security, and personal well-being of each and every client in our care. I'm excited to bring our services to Christian and Shelby counties. Click our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com for Visiting Angels, providing the care seniors and veterans deserve.
Visiting Angels, America's choice in home care.
People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, are proud to continue their long-standing sponsorship of honoring Taylorville High School Students of the Month on WTIM's many platforms on AM, FM, and streamed online, and on WMKR, Genuine Country 94.3.
Hi, I'm Kylie Heimsness. I'm the sophomore student of the month at Taylorville High School. My parents are Jennifer and Brad Heimsness. My extracurricular activities are basketball, volleyball, and softball, and my interests are all sports. My future plans are undecided.
People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, salutes these great Taylorville High School students on this honor and wish them the best in their future. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Making radio and our digital platforms work for my clients is fun. I'm Teresa Nelson, an account manager with the Miller Media Group. With nearly 30 years of media experience, I've made advertising media sales a great career. We have an opportunity for one person to join us. If you think you have what it takes to be successful in a fast-paced business and enjoy challenges, you might be the person we're looking for. One thing's for sure, there is never a dull moment in a radio station. Send us your resume for a first interview to sales@randyradio.com. We're an equal opportunity employer.
At some furniture stores, it's all about the sale. At Wright's Furniture, it's all about making our customers happy. You'll always get the right furniture at the right price and the right service, even after the sale. I'm Patrice Jensen from Wright's Furniture in Taylorville. We're not like the big chain stores. We're a fifth-generation family-owned business that is passionate about taking care of our customers and our community. When you buy right, you know it's right. Wright's Furniture in Taylorville, making you right at home since 1889.
Craig's Realtors continues to be the market leader in 2022 with more property sold than anyone else. Owner Steve Craig's here, and we'd love to go to work for you. Find out how by clicking on our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Find out about all the products and services offered by Dan Rizzo, your American Family Insurance agent in Taylorville, by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
It's the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville. You always do better with Landmark, and People's Bank and Trust. They put people first. The LiveWell Fitness Center is part of Pana Community Hospital to help you live well. And I have manager of the LiveWell Fitness Center, Tim Kastner, on the phone. Before we went to break, Tim, you talked a little bit about how you've had some pretty good success stories over the course of the time that you've participated in the LiveWell Fitness Center. So I understand you have one more example you want to share. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yes. He was a gentleman that came in, and when we was doing our My Start, he was talking about how his lower back gets to hurting him, and it talked about how he can't even drive. He would drive to Taylorville, and it'd be hurting and going down the side of his legs, and he's a golfer also, and he just talked about how he 9 holes and it would just wear him down. And so we set him up on a few different machines here and made a suggestion on some different weights and things to be working out on and to try to target those areas and strengthen them up. And about 6-7 weeks later, he came up to me and thanked me. He said it's amazing that he has no more issues, that he can drive. His back doesn't hurt at all. He can tell already his legs are stronger. And now he's all excited about the golf season coming up. So it's little things like that that just really makes us feel good about what we're doing here.
And that's an example of how My Start consultations help people. Anything else that you'd like to add about My Start consultations?
No.
Okay.
I think we've talked a lot about that.
Let's move on then to you have a lot of exercise classes too.
Yes. We have, like I said, we had a small gym, and in that small gym, we do what we call Group X classes. These classes all range from very low intensity to high intensity interval training. One of the things we always tell each and every member is that we're all at different levels. And when you're in our class, you train at your speed. Don't try to keep up with all the other people, but you train at what you're comfortable with. But we have one class is called Sit to Fit, where most of the class is actually you're sitting in a chair, and it's for people that doesn't have real good mobility. And what it does is that, they work with them on just getting some of that mobility back. And it's amazing how well people have progressed with that. We also are doing a satellite exercise in Assumption Library of doing the same class. And our instructor has no problem going over there, and they do that on Tuesday mornings. And that's been very successful over there. We also do yoga now. We have what we call Silver Sneakers Classic and a Silver Sneakers Boom. Those are basically directed towards people over 65, and a lot of them have the Silver Sneakers fitness benefit, and that's through your Medicare, Medicaid. So we get reimbursement there, and it actually, if somebody has that benefit, it doesn't cost them anything to be a member here. We have another class called Body Solid, and that's where we work a lot of stuff on the core. Super Strength, where we work on, one night we'll work on strengthening your lower body, and the next time we have it on Thursday night, we'll work on your upper body strength. And then we throw a lot of core along in with that. We have a class we call Body Burn, and we do a little bit of everything in it. I mean, we've got cardio, we'll do a little bit with some dumbbells, we'll do a little bit with bands, and lots more of cardio. I'm also a big leg guy, so I'm one of those that really love doing squats and lunges. I believe that our trunks and our core is the best thing in the world that we can have strong. We have another class that's just called cardio, and then we have a new class. It's called Pound, and Amanda Taylor is our instructor on that, and it is like the coolest thing I think I've ever seen. I'm glad I don't do it. But it's basically, she's got some heavy duty drumsticks, and she's got some real cool music, and she will do choreograph different things with these drumsticks along with the music, and while you're doing different things like holding a squat position, or holding a lunge position, and it is a great high intensity, good burning workout. So if somebody wants something like that, that's an awesome one to do.
Is there anything that's not included in a LiveWell Fitness Center membership?
Our personal training and the Fit 3D. Our personal training, like I said, I'm a personal trainer, and so is Pam Baldwin. It's $30 a session, and again, we try to just do that as something that if somebody's wanting some one-on-one, they want to reach a a certain goal, then we'll recommend doing some personal training. We also have a Fit 3D machine, which I don't know if anybody in the area has this. But what it is you stand on a platform and this thing scans you. And it's very, very private. You set it up to where you are the only one that's seeing the results of it. And this thing actually does a 3D image of your body. And I mean, I've got a small spare tire around my waist, and it's going to show every bit of it. So I want to keep that to myself. But what it does is it measures just about everything. It's going to do all the measurements of your arms, your waist, your chest, your legs. I think it does over 100 different measurements. It also does a posture analysis of you, where it will show you, and it'll show your posture, and it shows if you've got any movement in your neck or your back. And so it's just really, really cool stuff. It also gives body composition. So it's going to give you your body weight, your body fat percentage, and it's also going to do a fat mass versus lean mass. And the cool part about it is that all this stuff, it'll keep tracking every time you go, and it will compare and show you the different improvements that you have.
Wow.
It's a wonderful machine.
Cool. Really is. I almost kind of just want to go do it so that they can take my clothing measurements, if you know what I mean.
Well, that's the cool. It's funny that you say that. I wasn't going to mention it. But that's part of the Fit 3D is that we'll give you your body measurements so that you can order clothing that fits you.
That's so funny.
It's all part of the app.
That's so cool.
It's some really cool stuff. It's $25 to use it. So
Tim, I want to thank you very much. We're all out of time.
okay, buddy. Thank
All
you.
right. That's Tim Kastner and LiveWell Fitness Center Manager at Pana Community Hospital.
Saying it's time for a new generation of leadership. Former GOP Governor